Good morning, welcome everyone. It's Jamie from Island Yoga UK. We're here with a 45-minute Hatha Yoga practice, and today we're going to be focusing on back bending. So just find your comfortable seated position with the spine uplifted, relaxing the shoulders, and gently close the eyes. We're just going to spend a couple of minutes here just observing the breath. So allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to change the breath in any way. And just be the observer. Feel your body's reaction to each and every breath. And now let's lengthen the breath. So as we inhale through the nose, allowing the abdomen to expand. And as we exhale, just drawing the abdomen in to squeeze the last of the air from our lungs. And just continue with this new way of breathing, longer, slower, and deeper. And sitting here in stillness with the long breath just encourages us to come truly into the present moment. Let's hold on to these nice long breaths as we practice today. So now let's place the palms together at heart center, and we'll say one long Om together to start the class. Inhale deeply. Release your hands, put them behind your back, and then as you exhale, bend forward from the waist and surrender to Mother Earth. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Release your hands again. And with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Okay, so let's start the physical practice, and because we're going to be working on the back bends, then we'll start to bring some movement to the spine. So, cat-cow position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, movements in time with the breath. So let's begin. Inhaling, chin and chest goes up, tailbone goes up, flexing the spine, and then exhaling, rounding the back, dropping the chin. Inhaling once more. Exhaling, pushing away. Inhale. You can close your eyes here if it helps you go deeper and focusing more. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. It's the last one of these. And exhale. Release the back to a neutral kind of tabletop position. And then we're just going to keep the hands and the knees grounded. Just move the hips first one side and then the other. Just a little sway from side to side. Bring a little bit of movement to the hips. Now come back to your neutral tabletop position. Bring the knees slightly closer together. We're going to repeat that spinal flexion, but this time get the legs involved. We're going to start with the right leg. The knee's going to be bent and you're going to reach the toes up towards the ceiling as you inhale. So let's do that together. Inhaling, chin and chest goes up and the toes reach up for the ceiling with the knees bent. Exhaling, bringing the knee to the chin as you round the back. Same arm and leg, inhale. Exhale, this time bringing the knee to the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhaling to the chin. Inhale. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale to the right elbow. And release the right knee. Let's have another little movement of the hips. So just pushing the hips over to the left side and then to the right side. And again to the left and to the right. Come back to your neutral tabletop position. And we're going to move the left leg now as we inhale. Let's do that together. Inhaling, long, slow and deep. Chin and chest goes up, reaching the toes for the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing the knee to the chin or the chest. Inhale. Exhale, crossing the knee to the right side as we push away. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale to the chin. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left elbow. And then release the knee again. Well done. Let's widen the knees now and find our resting warrior pose. So buttocks go back towards the heels and stretching the arms forward. Let's really lengthen that spine with a few soft, long breaths. So with each inhale, I'm just trying to find a little bit more space, lengthening the spine, stretching the arms forward. And with each exhale, I'm moving into that space, just allowing. Then I'm going to slowly come back through all fours and lay my belly down on the mat so that I'm lying down with the legs extended. Point the toes, the legs are active, and the hands you can place just beside your chest with the elbows in and the shoulders rolled away from the ears. We're going to do some Cobra breathing now. So as I inhale, I'm going to come up, and as I exhale, I'm going to go down. Just using the lower back muscles rather than the hands and the arms. Let's do that together. Inhaling, lifting the chin and chest off the mat, and then exhaling, slowly releasing the body down. Inhaling, trying to keep those nice, long and slow and smooth breaths. Exhaling, releasing down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And then exhaling. Push back briefly into child's pose. We're going to be dropping in and out of child's pose quite a lot in this session, just as a way of releasing any tension in the lower back. So head comes towards the mat, arms behind you, and we're just trying to relax the nervous system, release any tension in the lower back, just allowing it to dissolve. Then very slowly coming up into Vajrasana, so we're sitting on our heels. And then let's go forward and find our down dog. So stretching the hands forward, really spreading the fingers and then lifting the toes and the buttocks up into the air. You can start on tiptoes and with bent knees, whichever one you want to do to get your nice straight back. And then once you've found that straight back, then perhaps ease the hamstrings, bringing the heels towards the mat, straightening the legs a little bit. Some people like to do a little bit of pedaling here, just straightening one leg and then the other. Just allowing that breath to go long and slow once more. Just one more long breath here. Keep searching for that long spine. Then we're going to slowly transition into plank pose. Keep the elbows soft and the back nice and straight. Don't let the hips sag down. Just a couple of long breaths. And then soon we're going to transition through chaturanga to lay our bellies back down on the mat. So it's like a reverse press up, just slowly lowering down. We can do that together now. And then the arms can come back. The hands want to be under the hips with the palms facing up. So right palm under the right hip, left arm under the left hip. Elbows down on the mat. And keep the legs active and the toes pointed. The chin and chest are slightly off the mat here. This is a variation of the locust pose, so in a moment we're going to lift both feet off the mat. It's not important how far you lift them, how high, but just keep the legs stretched to the back, and at the same time let's lift the chin and chest from the mat. Let's do that now. So as you inhale, just lift the legs a little bit, stretch them back behind you, and at the same time we're lifting the chest away from the mat. And we can feel the work on the lower back. Just keep focusing on the breath. You can look forward, or if there's any restriction on the neck, just look down. And just keep the breath smooth and long and controlled if possible. Just a couple more breaths here. And then slowly releasing the legs. Well done. Releasing the chest and pushing back into child's pose once more. And this is where we soften, letting go and releasing. Once more, slowly bringing the torso back up so that we're sitting on our heels. And then let's lay down on the mat once more. The next asana is going to be Dhanurasana, or the bow. So let's bend the right knee, bringing the right foot up towards the buttocks, and try to reach around and grab that right foot with your right hand. Now let's do the left leg the same, bending the left knee, grabbing the left foot. And we're going to use our powerful thigh muscles to pull the arms away from the body. Let's do that now. So we're lifting the legs up slightly, pulling them away, and it's like drawing back the bow. So we're lifting the chin and chest up off the mat. All the weight now goes into the hips, the pelvis, the abdomen. And we're feeling that nice back bend. Just keep breathing. Just a couple more long breaths here. Just feel the body's reaction. And then slowly release the legs, releasing the chest, and pushing back once more into Shashankasana, child's pose. Softening, rounding, releasing, letting go. And then once more, slowly coming back up into Vajrasana. Incidentally, this pose here, the heels should be together and the feet should be together. And we're sitting back on the heels. The spine is uplifted. And this is a simple but really great asana, bringing energy to the body. It's also really great for digestion. So if you've overeaten and you want to sort of easily digest that meal, just sitting here for 5 or 10 minutes will do that for you. Okay, the next one we're going to do is the camel, but in between, let's just try the half camel pose. So here, the knees are about shoulder width apart. The tops of the feet are also shoulder width apart, and I'm really taking my time to ground down into the knees and the feet. Let's place the hands on the top of the buttocks. Keep the elbows in and really lengthen the spine. So stretching the head up towards the ceiling will lengthen the spine. And only when we've got a nice long spine, then start by leaning back, upper back kind of curves. Push the hips a little bit forward. Don't release the neck down. Just keep the neck in its neutral position. And have a little feel how that feels as you bend back and feel that back bend into half camel pose. Just with a few breaths. Now, it's very important when you come out of camel or half camel that you release one hand and reach it across to the opposite hip. So in a moment, we're going to do that. Just a couple more breaths here. And now let's release the left hand and place the left hand on the right hip. Bring the chin to the chest first, and then slowly come up. This will make sure that you don't put too much pressure on the lower back as you come back. And more importantly, when we come deeper into the camel pose. If you feel that the back's very flexible, you can keep the feet flat on the floor like I've got here, or you can put the toes of the feet on the floor as I'm doing here. That will bring the heels closer to my hands because now we're going to stretch back and place the hands on the back of the heel. So once more, lengthening the spine, making sure I've got a nice long spine with plenty of space between the vertebrae, and now reaching back with the right hand to find the top of that foot on the heel. Once you've found that, try to push the hips forward a little bit and then reach back with the left hand to the left heel, opening the chest, hips coming forward. And you don't need to release the head back, but if the neck's feeling fine, then you can very gently just release the neck back. Just keep breathing. And then slowly bring the neck back first, bringing the chin to the chest, and then reaching round with the left hand to the right hip before coming back up. Well done. Let's find our child's pose once more. We want to make sure that we release any tension in the lower back. So just rounding and releasing as always. Letting go. Just softening with each long breath. One final nice long deep inhale. And then slowly coming back up onto the heels once more. Well done. Now let's just twist the legs round in front of us and then lie down on the mat. Let's bring the knees into the chest, give them a little hug, and feel the lower back squash down onto the mat. I always like to pick my head up off the mat and lengthen the back of the neck. So for me, that means dropping the chin to the chest a little bit, lengthening the back of the neck, and then I'm going to roll from side to side. Those muscles either side of the spine, I'm just kind of squashing them down onto the mat, giving them a little massage, and that helps release the tension there. And of course, that long, slow breath helping us to relax as well. From here, let's go into happy baby pose. I'm pushing the soles of the feet towards the ceiling, but keeping the knees bent, reaching between the knees to grab the outer edges of the feet and drawing the knees down towards the outside of the torso, feeling that stretch going deep into the hips and the groin. Just a few long breaths. Now let's extend the legs, so we're pushing the heels towards the ceiling. Place the hands flat on the mat, and we're really lengthening those legs. The feet are engaged, so the toes are pulled back towards me as I carry on lengthening the leg. Just focus on the breath and feel the work. Now let's point the toes and then flex the feet, pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing. Let's just do that a few times, as fast as you like, all the while we keep the legs towards the ceiling. And now let's finish by pointing the toes, spreading the feet and the legs now into a kind of splits pose. We're still lying on our back. The right leg over to the right side, left to the left. Just keep breathing and keeping the core active. And now let's rotate the feet, the ankles. So first one way, nice big rotations of the ankles, and then the other way. Now with the toes pointed, just bring them back together, still facing the ceiling. And then bend the knees into the chest once more, giving them another little hug. We're going to do a spinal twist now. So keep the knees together as much as you can and the ankles together, and keep the ankles in towards the buttocks. So you're kind of just coming into a little ball, making the body very small, with the back still pushing against the mat, Move the right arm out of the way and we're going to roll over onto the right side. So both knees come onto the right side, rolling over onto the right side of our body, keeping the knees in tight to the chest. Raise the left arm up towards the ceiling and then stretch it away to the left side, away from the knees. So now we begin that twist of the body. And finally, you can look over the left shoulder towards that outstretched hand with the palm up. And just feel that twist all the way from the tailbone up into the neck. And just release into that, just relaxing into that. Softening, allowing, and just feeling that nice twist. Last long breath here. Now I'm going to bring my left hand back and help the knees into the center once more. Hugging them in tight, just briefly, just to make sure that the knees are in tight to the chest and the ankles are too. This time moving the left arm out of the way and rolling over onto the left side so that both knees come down and you're on your left side. Stretch the right arm up towards the ceiling and open over to the right side and feel that lovely twist the other way. Finally, looking over my right shoulder towards that outstretched hand. And allowing my breath just to soften. Well done. Let's release the right arm now. Bring the knees back to the center for the last time. Grabbing hold of the shins once more. And just one final little rock, softening, releasing the back muscles, just massaging there. And already beginning to relax the mind, preparing for our Savasana. Perhaps already closing the eyes if they're not already closed. Allowing the breath to kind of slow down and find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to change that rhythm in any way. And now let's extend the legs and find our Savasana. Allow the ankles to flop open, lengthening the back of the neck slightly. Hands away from the body and the palms facing up, ideally, so that the shoulders rotate a little bit. And with the eyes gently closed, just begin that relaxation process. Just become the observer of your breath. The body can relax far better on its own. So just allow that to happen. Perhaps we can bring our attention to the toes, the feet and the ankles. And if you've got any tension there, then squeeze the toes together. Make a sort of fist with the toes and the feet. Squeeze, 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 and then just relax them completely, letting go of the ankles and the toes. And as we relax the feet, then we can relax the legs, the calves and the powerful thigh muscles. The buttocks too can release and relax. And now the hips and the pelvis feel heavy. With the next exhale, just release and relax even more. The lower back is soft, and the middle back too. The upper back you can rest and release. And into the shoulders also. Now bring your attention to the fingers and the hands. And if you have any tension there, then make a fist. Squeeze the fingers together tightly and then relax completely. Just allowing the fingers to open and completely relax. The forearms are soft and relaxed, and so are the upper arms. Shoulders and neck are completely relaxed. So as we lay here now, the entire back side of the body is resting and relaxed. Now let's bring our attention to the face and particularly the jaw. The jaw is where we store lots of tension, so just rest and release that now. Relaxing the jaw, allowing the tongue to feel heavy in the mouth, and all the small muscles around the cheeks and the jaw relax, release, temples, relax, forehead, relax, and the third eye center, just softening and relaxing the head and the face completely, so that all the muscles in the face and the head are now soft and relaxed. If you can detect any tension in the body, now is the time to let it go. So just release and relax completely. Body is now breathing completely on its own, and you notice the very soft, gentle passage of your breath, slowly breathing in and out at its own natural rhythm. And you just allow that to happen. And laying here in this deep state of physical rest and relaxation, the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. And this is where our deep healing and our repairing and our recovering happens. But now it's time to start bringing some small movements back into the body. Perhaps we can inhale deeply and then just let that breath go. small movements of the fingers and toes. And then let's stretch that right arm up and all the way back behind us. Bend the left knee so the left foot goes flat on the floor, and then just roll over onto your right side for 1 or 2 breaths. Keeping your eyes closed, just push back up to a seated position with the spine uplifted. And once we've found our nice long spine once more, palms together at heart center, and we'll say one long Om to finish the class. Inhale deeply. Release the hands and rub the palms together, creating some nice heat and some nice friction, and then place the palms gently over your eyes. Feel the warmth, gently massage around the eye sockets, around the temples and the forehead, and then slowly release the hands and gently open your eyes. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm going to be back on Friday with some more Hatha Yoga. Until then, see you soon.